Well, hello everyone, and welcome to another episode with your girl Audrey Codner, who is trying to save her home. Okay, we have less than 6 days, and right now the total is 273. That is what I am short right now. Less than 6 days. So if you want to help, I'm doing any kind of assistance, make sure you hit my Cash App, which is Classroom Consultant, or Venmo, which is my name, Audrey Codner. If I helped you, I need your assistance now. I really do not want to lose my home for something that's less than $300. And since I spend so much time doing lives, this is live number 3 for today. Hey, giving you guys all the time and attention, that's what's taking me away from trying to make a little bit extra cash flow. All right, so before we get started, I love you guys coming in. Go ahead and tap it up. Go ahead, share the lives. If you are thinking about getting your GED, maybe even your ASVAB, maybe the ACCUPLACER, okay, maybe even the TEAS test, because this happens for it as well. Tonight's concept is going to be something that everyone has to face. Fractions. Yeah, all 6 of you, do not go away. We have to face it, okay? Every test has fractions on it. So let me break those concepts with you, okay? Let me break those things down and show you a couple quick little tips that you can do that works for each and every assessment. All right, so tune on in, tap on up. Let's see if we can get to like 500. There's 9 of us. Oh, I lied. There's 14, 11. So we're going to tap on in. Once we get to like around 500, then we'll get ourselves started. So again, tonight's concept is fractions. So we're going to see how to separate it. What are the different types of fractions, how to do what's called a proportion, which are like 2 ratios equal to each other, and just basically start feeling somewhat comfortable with fractions. Okay, we're going to add them, we're going to subtract them, multiply and divide them, and we're going to do it all in roughly like probably an hour and a half. Okay, roughly around there. All right, perfect. Thank you so much. Okay, so first things first. I'm the realist. No, just kidding. So we are going to work on proper fractions and looking at it from different representations. So when we're looking at this, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks. So when we're taking a look at it, I noticed that 3 out of the 5 blocks is shaded. So the proper fraction for this is going to be 3 out of 5. So we can write it as a fraction form with the fraction bar. Or as you get into probabilities, you might see colon, okay, 3 to 5, okay, and sometimes people just simply write it out, 3 out of 5, okay. All 3 is being represented, but what you're going to see the most is this 3/5. Hey Janice, how are you? All right. So with that being said, looking at number 2, what do you think would be the proper fraction for this? It's like, put it in the chat. What do you think will be the proper fraction representing number 2? And remember, if you're not sure, you can put a question mark. That's an answer as well. So Jess, hey Jess, are you sick of me yet? Are you sick of me? Like all day, right? All right, so Jess is saying 2 over 4. Okay, my K fans saying 2 out of 4. Pog, how are you? Are you sick of me yet? You're saying 1/2 or 2/4. Okay. Janice is saying 1/2. This is awesome. Good. Oh, I almost forgot. What is our goal for tonight? Last night was 59K was our goal, and we completely demolished that. So what's our goal for tonight, if I may say? Aviation, good job, 1/2. All right. So we're looking at 2 out of 4, right? 2 of them are being shaded out of 4. But this can be reduced, okay? Both of them are even, so they could be reduced by 2. If I only shaded, let's say, this part, if this wasn't shaded here, but it was shaded over here, then you would clearly see that half of your 4-sided figure is going to be shaded and the other half isn't. So 2 fourths can be reduced to 1/2. Yes. 100, we're going to still go with that? All right. Tap away, my dears. To learn something new. Okay. All right. So now for number 3, let me slide this over a bit. Number 3, what is my fraction representation of this scenario? What do you think? Okay, welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Go ahead, share the live. Go ahead and tap it up. I know you're trying to do work at the same time, but go ahead and tap it up whenever you get a chance. Quick little taps. All right, so we're saying Pog is saying 2 out of 3. Jess is saying 2 over 3. Janice is saying 2 over 3 or 2/3. All right, thank you so much for the follow, Jackie. Okay, random followers. That's 2 over 3. All right, good. All right, awesome. So that means 2 of them is shaded out of a total of 3 boxes. Now, this can't be simplified anymore because the only number that 2 and 3 have in common is a 1. All right. Okay. Can't see the question. Can see this question here? Or was my hand in the way? All right. Is it Deja or Deja? 2 out of 3. Good. All right. Awesome, guys. There we go. So, your first exposure of fractions, okay, it's always the part over the whole. So if you notice, these 2 parts over the whole entire boxes. These 2 parts over the whole entire thing, which is 4 slots. And these 3 parts out of the whole thing, okay? The reason why it's a proper fraction because your numerator is smaller than your denominator, okay? So it gives you a nice proper taste. To the left. Okay. Silent. Okay, the D's are. All right, J. All right. Is it Jaya? No, I really want to make sure I get your name right. I don't want to, like, your name is your power, people. All right. Okay. So let's take a look. Now, we're going to write an improper fraction. All right. Improper fraction means your numerator is going to be larger than your denominator. So it says write an improper fraction and a mixed number for the shaded portion for each each figure. So let's take a look at this first one. So if we look, we have 2 whole circles are filled. So we can say that's 2. And then what's happening here for this last circle? There you go. J? Okay. All right. I got you now. There you go, random. There we go. So we have a representation of the improper. We have 7 over 3. And then we have 2 and 1/3. There you go. We got the 1/3. Good. Good, Caden. How are you? You're back. Okay, Janice with the 1/3. Always reduce if possible. If we can, but right now we're just setting things up. Okay, let's just set things up. So this last one, this is 1 out of the 3 slots that's being shaded. Okay, so we have 2 holes plus the 1 out of 3. Now, to make it into an improper fraction, let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7 of them are shaded. But 7 out of what? I think some people had it. 7 out of, I think Jackie had it, out of 3. And you're probably saying, well, where's the 3 coming from? Because we have of that 1/3, or of the 3 wholes. So if you recall, if you have a mixed number, let me put it in a different color. Let me slide over here. We have our 2 1/3. So if I want to change from, say, the mixed number to an improper, remember this is how we do it. We multiply the 3 times the 2, okay, get an answer, which is 6, and then add that 6 to the 1. So 6 plus 1 will give us our 7. And you always put it over whatever your divisor is, aka your denominator of the fraction, which will give us 3. Okay. But that's not improper? Oh, you were thinking 7/9? Yes, it's not 7/9. It's not going to be 3 times 3. It's just going to be just the 3. Okay, so it's going to be 3 times 2, which gives us 6, plus 1 gives us 7, but it's always over the original. Okay, always over the original divisor. All right. What do we think for 5? Number 5. Okay, so random is saying 7/2 or 3.5. Okay, good. Pog is saying 3.5. Jackie's saying 7/4. Okay. Ooh. Okay, Jay's saying 97/4. Oh, 9 7/4. Okay. For number 5, I got my 1/5. Okay, there we go. 7/4. There we are. Okay, 7/4. Then we have 3/2 with Katie. Jackie says 1 3/4. All right, Adam, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. All right. Okay, typo. I had a feeling because I was like, wow, we got it. We got it. There we go. Thank you for the follow, Katie. Here we go. So, oh man, Michael Jackson's following me. That's nice. From the grave. Like, how famous is that? So we have 1, 2, 3 whole ones. And then we have 1 out of 2 that's shaded. Okay, so once you got your mixed number, you could count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then it will be out of your, they're out of 2s. So that's how you would get your mixed number, and that's how you would get your improper fraction. Okay. All right, there we go. Good, Kaden, good. David, why the line? Which line? The division line? The fraction line to represent the line? Okay, why not 4? Well, there's only 2 spots in each of our figures. So that's why it's going to be out of 2. For these, since there was 3 spots in each of the figures, it was going to be out of 3. Okay. How to do the improper number? Okay. Okay. All right. So what do you mean about how to do the improper number? Like how to get the improper number? Okay. Hey, why is it not 3? Because for 5, there's only 2 slots. There's only 2 parts in one whole square. Okay, so this is going to be out of 2 because there's 1, 2 slots. Okay, usually they're going to ask you if they want you to do the improper number, plus when you solve it, you take a look at your answer choices. So when you take a look at your answer choices, it will see maybe you'll have the 3 1/2, or you might have the 7/2. So you're kind of going based off of what the answer choices are giving you. Okay. Yep. All right. I lose 3, 1, 2. Okay, so you have 3 whole figures, and one of them only has 1 out of the 2 parts shaded. That will give you the 1/2. Okay. Getting confused? Okay. Well, let's take a look. Okay. There you go. All right, so once they give you the 3, you're looking at how many whole ones they gave you. That's where the 3 is. Then I look and notice that 1 out of the 2 parts is being shaded. That's where the 1/2 came from. All right, so same thing if I come with the circles. I have 1, 2 whole ones already shaded. That's where the 2 comes from. And only 1 out of the 1, 2, 3 slots is shaded. That's where the 1 out of 3 comes from. So that's where the 2 1/3 is. But if I want to do the improper fraction, I'm counting how many slots is shaded. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's where the 7 came from. And in each of the circles, they all have 1, 2, 3 slots. That's where the 3 comes from in the denominator. Hey, Rough Nut, how are you? Okay. All right. Well, good evening, Queen. How are you? All right. So let's slide over to this lovely one, number 6. Okay, so I'm just going to divide it up so we won't get too confused. How many whole ones are shaded? I'm doing. All right, so Caden, good. Queen, good. Janice, good. Ma, good. Jackie, good. All Cat, okay, good. G Boston, what's up? How are you? Good. 3 Paw, good. There we are. Sailor Me, good. All right, C-Mac, there you go. Hey, C-Mac, how are you? All right, so we have 1, 2, 3 whole ones that are shaded. But when we come to this 4th one, only 1, 2, 3 of them is shaded out of 4 small boxes. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that's how we got our 3 3/4. But if we want to make it as an improper, we can just simply count. All right, so there's 4 here, 4 here, and 4 here. 4 times 3 is 12, 13, 14, 15. So we have our 15. And how many small little boxes are in each one of those larger boxes? There are 4. Yes. Good. Excellent. There we go. Queen got it. Cadence. Yes. G Boston. Yes. Pa got it. Queen, I got you. Good. That gives me 4. Okay. Should have kept going. All right. But as long as you're on that right track with me, we are good to go. All right. So if you can remember that fractions is just looking at the parts over the whole thing. Okay? Fractions is nothing but division. All right? Okay, not a problem. And that's what we got. We got nothing but time. All right, awesome. All right, so if anything, go ahead and keep tapping before we get to the next part. I know I'm going to be doing this all night because I'm really close to my goal. If you guys, the people coming in, if you can help me save my home, I am short exactly $273. So I did get a couple of donations today, and I am greatly appreciative of it. So anything, even $1, it will add up, okay? All right, so I have my Cash App, and then I have my Venmo. Thank you. So if you need anything else, if you're thinking of courses, or you're thinking about tutoring, any of those things, just go ahead and DM me because I do tutor as well. All right. So now, thank you. 10K, that is awesome. Simplify math when I was younger. That's so true. That is so true. I went through the same thing, C-Mac. Exactly the same thing. Why is there a greater part over the whole? Because that's what fractions are, parts of the whole. Okay? Concur. Yep. Now, let us focus on this portion right here. Okay, so what we're going to do is, let me slide over. I don't know, for some reason, doing a lot of sliding. There we go. All right, so write improper fractions as mixed numbers and mixed numbers as improper fractions. So all we're doing is a little bit extra practice. So I really want to let's focus our attention on 7 and 8 for right now. So let me cover up these other ones so it won't be like too much in your face. So we have our 17/3. If you want to make it, this is already an improper fraction because my numerator is bigger than my denominator. If you want to make it into a mixed number, just simply divide. So remember back in the day, we had this division symbol. Some of you guys probably have never seen the division symbol. I never knew that until I actually did a tutoring session about 2 weeks ago. And there's a student that's like, I've never seen that before. I'm like, wow. Okay, but here we are. So the numerator, is actually going to go underneath your division sign. Okay, this is called the dividend. All right, the number that's going to go outside your division sign is your denominator, which is 3. And in this case, it's called your divisor. Okay, so we're doing 17 divided by 3. So this is when it kicks in. How many sets of 3s can go into 17 without going over? Yep, G Boston, there he goes in my brain again. Yes, look, fives. Allie, good, 5s. Basically, how many holes can you take away? Yes, there you go, Sailor Me. There you go, nice. Okay, Jeremesh, is that how you spell it? How you say it? Con, no, a little too much con. Because 6 times 3 gives me 18, and that's more than 17. So once I get this 5 times 3, that'll give me my 15. So now I'm going to subtract these two. 17 minus 15, that gives me 2. Now, I know for sure you are so tempted to put a decimal place here and start adding some zeros. I know, but heed that temptation, okay? Because we're not really going to break it down all the way. So here's my thing. Once you got this 5 and they give you a question like this on the assessments, trust me, look at your answer choices. If you see only one of them with the whole number of 5, that's your answer. Bubble it, click it, move on. Okay? The way that you take the ASVAB, the GED, the ACCUPLACER, even the TEAS test, they want to know, did you click the right answer? What was A, B, C, or D? All right? They don't care about all this work that you're doing on a separate sheet of paper or whiteboard. They don't really care, okay? They really don't. They just want to know, did you click the right one? All right? You have the GE test soon. All I have is math left. All right, creative. I'm so happy for you. Okay, if you ever need a moment to do a refresher, just let me know, especially when it gets close, okay? It's a good thing law was my thing, math never was. It's all right. Well, you're doing pretty good, Random, so hey, kudos to you. So now, since we have this remainder of 2, this is what you're going to do. Just put that 2 over your divisor, which is 3. Now, for those that remember how to write checks, this is basically what you're doing. You're writing out how much the dollar is, and you always put your change over what? 100 pennies. So you're putting what was your divisor, what you got for your change, over your divisor. Same thing. All right? Same exact thing. So if I wanted to go the other route, if I want to go this, let me see, 3 3/5, that means we want to change this mixed number to a improper fraction. So all we do is we take our denominator and multiply it. Unfortunately, I need to do the x. Multiply it by the 3. We're going to get an answer. So 5 times 3, that gives us 15. We're going to take this 15 and we're going to add to the numerator. So multiply, denominator with whole number, then take the answer, add it to the numerator. So you see it's almost like a circle. Circle life. All right? So 15 plus 3 gives me 18, and it goes right back to the denominator, which is 5. See, I told you. Circle of life. There you go, Molly. Good. All right. Hello, Brianna. How are you? All right. Good. Okay. So nothing too damaging. Nothing too damaging. So let's see if we can do these. And if you feel comfortable with that, we'll go to the next section. All right. So I'm going to leave you alone with 9 and 10. Just going to do that. Okay. Try as best you can. Do not use your calculator, because you can't use the calculator on the GED, ASVAB, any of those exams. SAT, yes, especially now the digital SAT, you can use Desmos. But for the GED, the ASVAB, the TEAS test, and the ACCUPLACER, you cannot use a calculator. So when you're studying, do not have a calculator nearby, okay? It's not going to help you. You always want to put yourself in the zone the way that you're actually going to be tested. All right, let's see. So we have 42/9, okay? Don't want to have any decimals, Kaden. No decimals. We got 3 in it. Okay. So we got 4/1 and 47/9. Okay. So 24/6 is 4. Good. So JB, hey JB, how are you? Okay, so you're saying for number 9 it's 4, and number 10 it says 47/9. Okay, maybe what? Maybe creative what? Okay, thanks for the follow, Blondie. Okay, cadence. Yes, there we go. Oh, okay. Number 9 is 4. Number 10 is 47/9. Okay, got you. For the basic calculator, they might have changed it, but yeah. Yeah. Offering this, no problem, chubby surf. Chubby surf. So you said 47 ninths, yes. Okay, queen, you're saying 4, good. And 47 ninths. Is that Wilma? Wilma? Okay, sorry. No problem. Queen, yes. Okay, that's 4. Is it Cho? And with the 4 and the 47. Okay, born that. Love math. Graduate was already in calculus. Should have kept going. That's all right. What makes you think you have to stop? You don't have to stop. You can keep going. It's still in there. It's still in there. Hell, I was born in 72. So, hey, it's still in there. We're still youthful. All right. So, 24 sixths. So, we know we could, basically, if I wanted to change it to improper, I could divide it. But guess what? 24 divided by 6, that does just give me 4. All right, so we didn't have to get too crazy with that. Now for number 10, we multiplied the 9 to the 5, so that gives us 45. And 45 plus 2, that gives us 47. And then you put it over the original denominator, which is 9. Okay, awesome. All right, not a problem. Yep. Heck, I'm always learning something new. Okay. Questions. Are we good? Ready to move on? Or do you need another example? So if you need another example, put it in the chat. Thumbs up. If you're good, oh, that's kind of weird. Say thumbs down for if you're good. If you're good, thumbs down. That doesn't make any sense. All right. Okay, so you want another one. You're good. Okay. We have a follow. Thank you, Kathy, for the follow. Thank you, everyone. All right, Kaden, you got a thumbs up. Okay. Another, please. Okay, we got 2 for another. That's wrong. Okay, another one. All right. If we do another one, either. All right. Okay, you got it wrong. All right. So let's shift it over. And let's try 11 and 12. Turn it this way so it doesn't look too cray-cray. Okay, try 11 and 12. Let's see what we get out of that. You're cooked? I know, try doing 3 lives and tutoring and teaching a class. Yeah. Girlfriend's tired. All right, cool. Ice Princess is saying 3 3/4. Okay. So 3 over 4. Okay, create it. All right, I'm going to follow you. I need to brush up on this stuff. Not a problem, Veeps. Appreciate it. Okay, so Bridget is saying 29 twelfths and 4 5/4. Okay, so I'm getting like 4 3/4 with Ice Princess and Queen, as well as Plug is saying 4 plus 3/4 and 29 twelfths. Okay, Caden saying 4 3/4 and 29 twelfths. Okay, Shelly 4 3/4. JB 29 twelfths. The denominator stays the same. Yes, the denominator will stay the same. So no, I'll do this while school now. It's the summer. I'm clueless. Nate, you're not clueless. You're just resting your brain, babes. It's okay. Just relax. You guys are so stressed. Like, you're thinking like it's Squid Games. Like, oh, I got an answer wrong, and then then we're offing you. Like, no, relax. It's just math, man. Okay, are you converting the improper fraction to a mixed number? Yes, that's what we're doing. Improper fraction to a mixed number. And then make the mixed number into an improper fraction. All right, Thank you so much for the love. Thank you for the new fan. Welcome. Ask me what I'm doing with my little fan club. Have no flipping idea. So it's probably like the best free subscription you ever had. All right. Yeah, not a problem. Relax. Push yourself. How are you? I know. I think everyone is like traumatized. Like just seeing the word fraction, like at first 10 people came on and then all of a sudden it dropped down to 5. It's like, relax, we can do this. Mathing it up, right? This is awesome. Okay. Oh, you teach math? Awesome. What math do you teach? What grade level, I should really say. Yes. Oh, not tonight. Not with the conversions tonight. Yeah, I just want to get all I can do with fractions tonight. But I might keep that in my arsenal to see if I can do some conversions. Actually, I did a video on conversions not too long ago, actually. So if you go here, all my replays are right here. Okay? If you go ahead, you can subscribe up into here, but all my replays are there. Okay? Yep. All my replays are there. All right, so let's take a stab at this. Private school, teach 101, some algebra 2 up to pre-cal. Ooh, I know, I love algebra 2. That's so fabulous. Nice. So let's divide it on up. So my dividend, that's going to be my 19. My divisor, that's going to be my 4. So how many sets of 4 can go into 19 without going over? Yes, in geometry. I like geometry. Proofing, not my thing, but I have to suck it up and deal with it. Good. Thank you, X. Uras? Ask me if I'm doing it. If I'm saying it wrong, please correct me. All right, Jen's saying 4. Jen is saying 4. You love it. Yes. So if we go with the 4, that will take us to 16. Subtract 19 minus 16. That will give us our 3. So we don't have to put the decimal, okay? Remember, we're turning it into a mixed number. So we have our whole, which is the 4. Then we have our leftovers, which is 3 over 4. So that's how we got 4 3/4. All right? Excellent. So now we want to transfer this. Get my pen. So we have our 2 5/12. So remember, we're going to multiply the denominator with the whole number. So that gives us 24. So now we're going to take that answer of 24 and add it to that numerator. So that will give us 29. And you put it over the original denominator, which is 12. So if you notice that 29 and 12, the only thing they have in common is 1. So this will be your improper fraction. Okay. All right. Oh, Benz is here. Hello. Okay. Yeah, so it does take a little bit. It does take a little bit, especially with the fractions. Okay. Awesome. Maybe I'm simple. Why fraction out? What do you mean, why fraction out? Gem. Okay. Piece of t-shirt. All right. Well, hey, Jen. Well, thank you for stopping if you want. I appreciate you stopping by. All right. Yeah, learning conversion. All right. Just usually introduced. I hope to have time. Homeschool mama of 5 here. All right. So sometimes people are doing fractions at an early age, like say 4th grade. So 4th and 5th. About that. Okay. This is subtract and multiply. Okay. Yeah, so right now we're just basically converting, trying to simplify some of our fractions because you know you have different types. So you have the proper fractions when the numerator is smaller than the denominator. We have the improper fractions that we just did when the denominator is smaller than the numerator. And then we have our mixed numbers. So they are going to ask you to do some kind of conversions, even though some of them will be considered 1-point questions, but they're still going to ask you. So sometimes you may hit or miss based off of how you do some of the basics. Okay? All right. Trying to keep up with all the questions. But why wouldn't we do something? What do you mean the something? Let me walk you know I would do it. All right, I'm really confused, Jim. What are you trying to say? It's subtract and multiply. Okay. How she would do it. Okay. All right, walk me through it. Okay, which one did you want to use as an example? Converting fractions. Yep, that's why I'm doing it. Okay. Anyone? Okay, so what about the 19 over 4? 19/4. And you know what? Is it Genly? You're not the first person that I've heard that from. That you've never been taught long division. Okay. It's like, I'm good. You're good? Okay. All right, so as soon as Jem puts it together, I'm going to come back to that, okay? So when you're ready, I got you. All right, so we have, oh, you guys been typing up a storm. All right, so now, no, Blondie, no, unfortunately. A lot of schools, once these things called calculators came into the classroom, a lot of teachers or a lot of districts said, you know what, let's not waste too much time doing long division, just have them put in the calculator. So my whole thing with calculators, I'm not against it, but I just feel like if you don't know what to put in and have a good idea what should come out, because the calculator is going to give you an answer, but you got to figure out, is it the right answer? So, yep. Yeah, we didn't even have calculators. You know, we didn't have them. All right. So now for this next one, as I'm like sticking to everything because it's so blessedly hot, we have what's called proportions. Okay. So I would determine what goes into 4. So you will determine what goes into 4, right? So what will go into 4? Just use the calculators. Yep. So I'm My first job when I was 18 and had to get used to it. I didn't like it. Yep. Okay. Yeah. All right. So then what, Jem? Okay, Jem, we got that. 5 is too big. Then what? Because it's very similar to what I just did. All right. Well, Jem is trying to show us how she would do breaking down the 19/4. And right now, it's basically going along the same thing that we did. So, you got your 4, and you know it's 16, so you get your 3/4. Yeah. So, yeah, and 3 remains. That's exactly what we did. All right? And then you put it over your denominator. Exact same thing. Okay? All right. So, let's go into proportions. Okay? All right? So, let's go into proportions. So, now, we basically want to write what they call an equal fraction. So if we take a look at 3/4, I'll probably just keep it small. So when we have 3/4, I'll put it here to make it a little bit larger, equals something over 16. Now, as they get older and they start getting into algebra, this blank space will actually have what's called a variable with it. So it could be like an X or P or Z. It could be any number except for E and I, because E and I are actual numbers. So they can't be variables, or they shouldn't be variables. So you want to find something that is going to be basically, this is the way I like to talk about it. So basically, I want to say 4 times something will give me 16. So 4 times what will give me 16? Okay, we got our 4s. Okay, Jem is saying 6, we're saying 4, we're saying 12, we got 4s, Ice Queen, Queen, 50, Ben's 4. Okay, Jason 4. There we go. We got our 4s. There we go with the 4s. Hey, Melody, you're back. Okay, so we're getting our 4s. So 4 times 4 gives me that 16. Whatever you do in the denominator, why don't you just do in the numerator? Right? So that will give me 3 times 4, which is 12. So your missing number will actually be 12. Right? Okay. So what do you do to the bottom? You do to the top. Yes, Bridget. Yep. All right. That's all you do. When you do in the bottom, you do to the top. Majority of the time, it is going to be a form of multiplication. So for this one, number 18, what should go in my numerator? Okay. Nope, we're not reducing. We're not reducing. Okay. Okay, Marcy's saying 7, Queen 7, Jason 7. There you go, Janice 7. Algebra shifted to another side, to the other side. Okay, 7. Yes, Bridget. Nicole 7. JC. This is so nice of you. I appreciate it. Not a problem. Okay, Ice Princess 7. JB 7. Worldwide 7. Malik 7. Queen 7. There you go. Thank you so much for the roses, Chris. And Jem, you're saying 8. Okay, think about it. 7 times 3 gives me 21. So if I multiply this 3 to 7 to give me 21, that means I can multiply the 1 to 7 to get my 7. Okay, there you go. There we go. All right, thanks for the follow. Or multiply both sides by 21. Yes, you can do that. Yep, You can multiply both sides by 21. You could have this 1/3 equals my unknown x over 21, and I could cross multiply to get my 7. Okay, that's the one thing about math. You could do it in different ways. And especially when you get to this level with these type of assessments, they don't care which way you do. Use the way that you feel comfortable with, the one that is correct and you feel comfortable doing, okay? So I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, just do it my way because I am like the queen of everything. No, there's multiple ways of getting the same answer. All right, how about 19? What do we got? 4/5 equals something 60ths. Okay. Okay, I appreciate it. I figured that after the last time. All right. So Caden 48, Marcy 48, JC applauding. Hey, thank you. Nicole 48, Ice Princess 48, Blonde 48, Queen 48. Thank you for the follow. Bridget 48. Okay. Thank you for the follow, Jacqueline. Badass Billy. Come on in. All right. Yes, because if we got this, 5 times what will give me 60? So that should be a 12. And then with that 12, we go into 4 times 12. And 4 times 12 gives me 48. Okay? All right. The problem looks tiny. Oh, they're tiny. They are tiny. They are teeny, teeny, tiny. All right. Now, do you need another example of proportions? Talk to me. Yeah. Okay, talk to me. Okay. Pinch to zoom. Yep. Yes, you're good. No, ma'am, you're all right. You got it. Yes, I do. Okay. Yes. All right. So take a look at 20. Okay, we have 3/8 equals to something 40ths. Okay, what does 8 and 40 have in common? That's not even in common. 8 times what gives me 40? Okay, that's that multiplication, that fast addition. That's all it is. If we can get that multiplication down, you will be freaking dangerous. You could do any forms of math whatsoever. Any forms of math. Okay? Such dangerous. Good. We got our 5. Okay? Oh, the answer, we got our 15s. Okay, but we got our 5s. Good. So knowing that this is going to multiply to give me 5, take that same 5. Remember, whatever you do in the denominator, you got to do in the numerator. And then just multiply 3 times 5 to give you the 15s that everyone is telling me about. Okay, so it'd be 15 40ths. Yes. Okay. Now, like I'm saying, as you're doing some of these problems, once you get part of your answer, take a look at your answer choices, because you might be able to find your answer just like that. You basically have like a minute, 15 seconds per problem. So these will probably be considered like a 1 point, maybe. I'm really pushing it for 2, but it's really going to be a 1 point question. So since these are 1 point questions, you don't want to waste too much time. Of course, you're not going to know which is a 1 point or 2 point, but I can tell you the 4 point questions, that's going to be your system of equations. That's your equation of the line. That's you graphing a linear equation or a quadratic equation or a system of inequalities. That is your matrices. That is a little bit of geometry with the volume, finding out the volume. of a cylinder, of a cone. Okay, those are your 4-point questions. Okay, but we need to get this in order to get those. All right, so where are we? Okay, 104 of us in here. 27.1. Okay, I think we can do it. I think we can tap a little bit more. But for those that are here, before I get to our lovely next section with the reducing, all right, little show. Okay, if you are able to help me save my home, okay, this is my home. I would like to rest here. I would like to keep it. I do not want the bank. Just go ahead and take it. Because once they take the house, then I'm done with the TikToks. All right, no more freebies, no more nothing. You're just going to have to find someone else that they're going to charge you for a subscription and all that other fun stuff. Whereas all we had to do was just pay $1. Just $1. Yep. Okay. But I have less than, at midnight, in another hour, it will be 5 more days. So that's the only thing. And right now, I'm just short $273. So if everyone can give me $1, we can get this almost as quickly as possible. All right. Okay. Thank you. All right. So tapping it up. Thank you for the gifts. I greatly appreciate it. All right. We're getting there. Let's see if we can get to 30. Is that possible for us to get to the next one? Thank you for the gifts, guys. I appreciate it. Yeah, quick little double tap. That will be great. Yes. I like what I do. Just been doing a lot of it today. A little fatigued. All right, awesome. Thank you. All right, because I'm just learning that the more of these likes, the more chances I get on people's FYPs, and then we can bring more people in, because I really want to support as many people as I can so you guys can get your GEDs, get your ASVAB, get the success so the world gets to see your greatness. Okay, you're awesome, people. People need to see it. Okay. You can hear the bed calling. Go ahead, Benz, because you were with me this morning too. So, I feel you. But I appreciate the support. Hey, Reed, how are you? All right. Okay, so let's take a look. So we are, and if anything, I'll probably write it on these so it won't be too much. We have 21 28s. Now, we need to reduce this. Okay, we need to reduce that 21 28s. So we need to figure out what number do they have in common. Thank you so much. Okay, Nia, thank you. Last name Bird, thank you so much for I really, truly appreciate it. All right, so here we go. What number does 21 and 28 have in common? So I'm seeing 7s, Cadence, Lady J, hello and welcome. It's saying 7s. We have our 3/4. Oh, those will be our answers. Okay, Allie, you got 7. God is good. How are you? You got 7. Lady J, 7. Cadence, 3/4. Reed, 7. You're welcome. I greatly do appreciate that. Thank you. Response to questions. She don't see it. Yes. What happened, Ice Queen? What's going on? So, Ice Queen, we got 1 1/4. Okay, we have 7. Sandra, hello. Okay, JC, we have 1. Okay, censorship. Ooh, 3/4. All right. Oh, thank you. Love that, Blondie. Appreciate it. All right. So 21 and 28, they both have 7 in common. Again, really getting to know that multiplication table. Because if you think about it, in the 7 times table, you have your 7, you have your 14, your 21, there's it. Okay, your blah, 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 428. Yeah, that was very interesting of me. And your 35. But you notice that 21 and 28 are both involved. Okay, so that will be reduced, as everyone is saying, 3 over 4, which is 3/4. Oh, what happens when the denominator doesn't go into the opposite denominator equally? Okay, so if it doesn't, then you would have to do cross multiplication. Okay, so if you have like 3/4, then you have, let's say 15. All right, so we know that 4 can't go into 15. Only thing they have in common is 1. So what we could do is you can cross multiply, or you can do what Pog mentioned. You could multiply both sides by 15. Okay, so if I multiply this side by 15 and this side by 15, my 15s will cancel out here and leave me with my open space, which I'm going to put an X in it just to have that representation. And then you're going to multiply the 15 times the 3, because the whole number multiplies with the numerator. So that will give you your 45 over your denominator, which is 4. Okay. All right. And I'm saying, why not 4? Why not 4 to reduce? Because 21 is not inside the 4 times table. Because you have your 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, then 24. Yeah, because 21 is not inside the 4 times table. Okay, that's why we didn't use 4 to reduce. It's got to be a number that works for both the numerator and the denominator. Okay, not a problem. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. All right, did I skip any other questions? Sorry, Ice Queen, Ice Princess. Say Ice Queen. Ice Princess. Yeah, I usually don't skip questions. Or sometimes TikTok doesn't, because I don't even see your question. I'm scrolling right now. Oh, wait, hold on. I do see it. What happens when the denominator doesn't go into the opposite? Yeah, I did skip it. I'm sorry. So sorry. Okay. All right, so let's try another one. So let's say we have, that's a little too easy. Let's say we have 12 20ths. What would that be reduced? 12 20ths. Sir Archer, how are you? I haven't seen your name in a minute. You okay? Okay, so Caden's telling me 3/5. All right, Kim's got 4. Sandra's 3/5. Queen is 3/5. Speed. Is that Speed Goat? That's cool. Has 3/5. All right. All right. Oh, thank you. So, Sir Archer, all love. Oh, nice. So, God is good. 3/5. Cookie, how are you? 3/5. Eli, saw you earlier today. 3/5. Blondie with 3/5. Is that Uma? Still learning? Okay, no problem. Thank you for your honesty. Thank you so much for your honesty. So it's okay. I'm an SAT because I'm lost. Nini, same 3/5. All right, Janice, the same 3/5. Okay, so now we got to take a look. Both 12 and 20, they're both even numbers. So this is one way that you can do it. All right, so since they're both even numbers, a majority of even numbers are divisible by 2. I know it's something else, just work with me. Okay, it's divisible by 2. So if I divide it by 2, 12 divided by 2, that will give me 6. And 20 divided by 2, that will give me 10. So now I have another set of 2 even numbers. So that means I can do this dividing by 2 again. So now I have 6 divided by 2, which gives me 3. And 10 divided by 2, which gives me 5. So 3 and 5, they're both odd numbers, but the only thing that they have in common is the multiples of 1. So if I had the same problem, 12/20ths, since I notice I can do it twice, I know that 2 times 2 can give me 4. Let me see if 4 will work. "12 divided by 4, that gives me 3. And 20 divided by 4, that gives me 5. What do we notice? We get the same answer. So I know this took a couple extra times. But here's my thing. If you feel that, okay, both of them are even, let me divide by 2 and divide by 2 again, go ahead and do it. I'm going to be truthful. Go ahead and do it. Okay? But I'm going to be truthful as well that if we knew our multiplication table and the inverse, which is the division, we'll be able to get to our answer a little quicker. However, we need to get into an idea of practice. So if you want, because these are some of the things that you have to do. Sorry, I'm like sticking to everything. Where'd my card go? Here. Okay, if multiplication, thanks for the crown. If multiplication is not, and I do repeat, is not your thing, make it your thing. If you have to get some blank index cards and actually write the multiplication table with the answer on the back and just make yourself flashcards, do so. Do not buy already made flashcards. You need to practice so you can train your brain on you saying and writing them. That's how we did it back in the day. That's how we're able to know our multiplication tables, because we did something called a cadence. They don't do that anymore, right? They throw the calculator at you, and then after you graduate, or maybe you didn't graduate and now you want to go back to school, and now they're telling you that you can't use a calculator. But you're like, when I was in school, they told us to use the calculator. All right? So definitely go all the way to 12. Try to push to like 13 or 15. 15, they're starting to grow it and starting to build it, especially in the younger grades. So if you can get up to 15, that will be amazeballs, okay? So really, have your kids, if they're not good, I know someone said they were a homeschool mama, and your child, you're just like, I don't know what to do with them. Please, whatever you do, have them create their own flashcards. You can do it with multiplication, with whole numbers, with integers, and also introduce a little bit of the perfect squares as well as the perfect cubes. Okay? Definitely need to get all those things in. Yes, flashcards, and it's cheap. And just have them review it 10 minutes a day. That's it. No more, no less. Just 10 minutes they're doing flashcards. So a pile for the ones that they know and a pile for the ones that they hesitate and don't know. And then you can just keep evaluating yourself over and over again. All right? That's my little tip. Okay. So we are getting flooded with these. Good job, guys. All right. So now this is another one that I want to do real kind of quick like. Okay, the 60 divided by the 90. Now, For those that are not sure, okay, this is one thing that you kind of need to do. All right, don't give up on us. Let's keep going. All right. Oh, word problems. That's fine. That's fine, because we're going to be working on that a little bit here and there. Okay, that's part of my listing of stuff. When they both end in 0, instead of trying to think, okay, what would be a multiple of 6? If they both end in 0, just do this. Cancel out the zeros, and then just focus on 6/9. Can we just do that? They both have zeros. Okay, obviously they got multiples of 10. All right, yeah. But 6/9, even number, odd number, both found in the 3 times table. Okay, so that means 6 divided by 3 gives me 2. 9 divided by 3 gives me 3. So yes, you will have your 2/3. 2/3, good, Sandra, good. Speed, go, good. Is that Nicole? Hold on. Oh, there she is. Little GED success story. Go ahead, live your life, girl. All right, Fry, Carlos. Why are we crying? What are you crying about? Why are we crying? What happened, Carlos? Why are you crying? I'm trying to speed back through all this stuff. Okay, so Cadence 2/3, I solved that. Ice Princess 2/3. Tanisha 2/3. Jason 2/3. Sorry, Janice 2/3. Okay, so Sandra, again, they're both ending with the zeros. Cancel out the zeros. Just cancel them out. Okay, so that will give you your 2/3. There you go. Yep. So if you just cross them out, it won't be 5, 6. It will be you're closer up top. Michael, how are you? Okay, with the 2/3. All right. Congratulations. What happened? You had Algebra 2 honors. Okay, what happened? Did something happen? I feel so lost. I feel like I'm watching soap opera, and I'm like, what happened? So we have to cut the time in half. Yes, definitely. When they both end in zeros, get rid of it. Done. All right, good. No problem. There we go. With the 2/3. So anytime they have those zeros, even if they had 150 divided by 40, right? Get rid of the zeros. Okay, see if you can reduce the 15 and the 4, which in this case you can't. The only thing that they have in common is 1. So then 15/4 is your answer. But if you don't see it, maybe you see mixed numbers. What would 15/4 be as a mixed number? Ooh. Okay, trying to pass your GED? Okay. Yes. She did. She passed her GED. She's amazeballs. Talk to her. Let her get the 411. So 15/4. What is that? Okay, Cole is telling me 3 3/4. Well, for the ASVAB, yes, it is, Aaron. Because once you get past all these basic questions, remember the ASVAB is more of a progression. So once you get past the basic questions, that's your 31 if you're going to the Army. Anything past that, it progresses, it gets a little bit harder. So if you start seeing say volume of a cylinder, just any volume questions at all, you're doing good. Okay, if you're in slope, equation of the line, seeing if lines are parallel and perpendicular, that means you're in your late 40s and 50s, okay? Actually, it's going to be 50s. I'm sorry. It'll be in the 50s. So the matrices and all that stuff, distance, rate, and time, that's going to be, and we did that last night. That's going to be more so like in the 40s. So if you don't want to have all the icky jobs, that's a nice way of putting it, you want to get more than a 31. Okay, you want to shoot for like the 40s, but if you can get the 50s, that'll be sweet spot. Okay, in the 50s is a sweet spot. Do you have any recommendations to where to study for the ASVAB? There is a couple of places. If anything, there's one gentleman on here, I think Grammarly guy, I think his last name is. But if anything, message me so I can shoot you in the right direction. There's 2 people that I know that does ASVAB. They do like the whole ASVAB, not just the math. And they'll be like a good lead for you. But if you need help with just the math part, I got you. All right. Get this, don't give up. Why are we trying to give up? All right. Khan Academy is good. Yeah. Meh. I have my moments with Khan Academy. All right. So we did reducing. Okay. We worked on it as proper fractions. We worked at it as improper fractions. We did proportions so we can find the equivalency. Okay. My whole thing, and I don't want anybody leaving out of here sad. What? Okay. Now I'm paying a heavy price for doing so. And that's okay. Guess what? Math, death grip, is not going anywhere. I'm sorry. It's the name. I love it. But it just cracks me up. All right. Okay. Not a problem. Hey, Roxy. How are you? Missed you today. No, I don't have you today. I have you tomorrow. That's why. Okay. Yes. Hello, Jamie. Nice seeing you again. All right. Here's my thing. When it comes to, I haven't seen this math in forever. When it comes to, you're not supposed to, like, I used to suck at math. Like, I don't know how to best describe it without, I'm going to try not to curse. I'm trying to be Christ-like, but you know, we all know that's a struggle. When I saw fractions when I was a kid, I didn't like it because of how it was presented to me. Like most of you guys were saying, you didn't have anyone that broke down the concepts. And plus, when you were younger, no one wanted to ask questions because that singled you out, but not in a good way. So no one wanted to be that kid that asked 60 million questions, but you would love to have someone ask the question that you really wanted, but it never happened. So what happens? You suffered in silence. And that's what I'm trying to break. And it's going to take a long time to break that feeling, to break that mindset. So I come on here. Yes, I need help. I'm not even going to lie. I don't even know what a paper is, but here's another one. I know I need help. Okay. It's not easy asking for help. I was raised that when you ask for help, that shows weakness. But I'm at the point where, do I want to sit here and be weak and prideful and live on the streets? Or do I want to just ask people, can you help? Even if it is $1. There we go. Right? But the same thing has to happen for you for math. Because I don't know how many of you guys have kids, but if you have kids, your hatred, your misunderstanding, your math phobias, you're passing it on to your kids sometimes. And you don't mean to do it, but it just so happens it does that. Because I will hear it in the classroom, oh, my mom's not good at math, so I'm not supposed to be good at math. And then me as a math teacher, I'll be like, it's not hereditary. Just try. And this is what I want you to do, is to try. And I don't want you to give up. Because as long as the good Lord opens your eyes, you're always learning something. Hell, I learned like 5 different things today. Like I learned about GoFundMe. I learned about some other ways that I can do my Zoom calls without using Zoom. I have to learn all the time with the business. And no one taught me how to run a business. but this is what I have to do. Okay? Yes. So if anything, I'm always here. Like I have courses, and yes, but my courses, I try to support you with it because I know you may need some more time for it to marinate. And that's what hurts when you guys go to the community colleges. You have to learn almost a whole year of math in 8 weeks, maybe 10 if they're pushing it. But then you feel discouraged because you're not learning as fast as everyone else has been in school and they haven't taken a break, and you're going back to school and you haven't seen this stuff since you were a fetus, right? And now you're trying to get back into it, okay? So give yourself some grief, okay? Give yourself some grief and give yourself some space. You're doing awesome, all right? Please. I know I chased away millions of people because I'm talking, but this is important. We all have to understand our mindset, okay? We all have to. And I know you can do it. Time is tough. Trust me, I damn near know times is tough. Being divorced and trying to recover from divorce, trying to build a business. Then every time we turn around, they're changing the rules for education, how they're educating kids. I'm constantly fighting for my students, especially my special ed school students that are in private and parochial schools, because they do not have to abide by federal law. It's only for public schools, but I still have kids that are special ed that needs assistance, and I'm talking to the teachers and I'm talking to the principals. Yeah, I talk a lot. If you want to call it the mama bear syndrome, that's what I do. But I know you can learn, okay? All right, getting off the soapbox now. You're probably like, I don't know if I can do it. You can do it, all right? You can do it, and you will do it. All right, so we're going to do just a little bit of adding, subtracting. Okay, not a problem. You can definitely do this, man. Run into this math course. You offer a tutoring? Yes, I do. I do tutoring. I have courses. You can basically do your self-operating, and then we'll meet once a week just to make sure that you're on track. I do it. That's what I do. I just try. I just want you guys to be great. I don't feel like crying right now. I'm too tired. I know. But I hate when people just don't think that they are amazing. They don't see the amazement, but I do. And I see it, and I don't even know you guys. I know you from Adam and Eve? Dude, I don't even know you. But I can see how you want to learn, right? I can see that. Yes, got to be positive, definitely. It's hard there's times. I mean, trust me, those voices, they come out full force. But we got this. All right, you know us. I do, I try. Yes, we have to manifest positivity. Yep, that's right. Do I have videos on division? Yes, I do. If you want, you can go here. I can't even say the name, but you can go here. All of my lives are on that. And you just go to this. Okay. All right. Go ahead. Subscribe to it. That'll be awesome. It's a free subscription. I'm not bougie yet, so you might as well catch me now. Before I become Oprah and stuff. With all this stuff that's happened to me, and everyone's talking about something big's gonna happen, I know I better be bigger than Oprah when all this stuff is over and done with. That's what I gotta say. Yeah, I got you. I'm about to blow it up. Okay. So, whoops. So, taking a gander. Whoops. Hold on. Everything's all kinds of crazy now. All right, so we have 3/8 plus 1/8. When you're adding or subtracting fractions, what is important? Okay, I really want to do adding, subtracting. If I can do multiplying, dividing tonight, then we can be done. All right, what's important? Yes, Sandra, yes. We have to have a common denominator. Okay, we need a denominator. Make the denominator the same. Same denominator. Good, same denominator. The denominator stays the same. Yes, it has to be a common denominator. So in this case, I'm just going to rewrite it over here. We have our 3/8 plus our 1/8. Our denominators are the same. So since our denominator is the same, all we have to do is just focus on the operation for the numerator. So we're going to keep this denominator of 8. We're going to add 3 plus 1, which gives me 4. Now, 4/8. 4/8 can be reduced to what? Yes, MJ's got it. The answer is half. Come back to this later. Okay. All right, cool. We got 1/2 with Sissy. Thank you. Sandra with the 1/2. Jason, try again. Not 2/2. Okay. It could be reduced. If I wanted to reduce it by 2/2, we can do that. Okay. Melody 1/2. Ben's 1/2. Ice Princess 1/2. Sugar Algebra 2. Oh, well, congrats. How'd it go? How did you feel? Okay, Sandra 1/2, Roxy 1/2, Jay 1/2. Okay, we definitely got to reduce it. Yes. So 4 divided by 2, that gives me 2. And then 8 divided by 2 gives me 4. And that can be reduced again, right? To 1/2. So if I don't reduce it by 2, I could reduce it by 4. 4 divided by 4 gives me 1. 8 divided by 4 gives me 2. All right. Same thing happens with subtraction. So I have 8/9 minus 5/9. 8/9 minus 5/9. Yes. So we have 8 minus 5. That gives me 3. They both have the common denominator, which is 9. And the number that 3 and 9 have in common is 3. So if we divide those or simplify it by 3, it will give you your 1/3. Okay. How are we feeling? All right. So remember, 8 minus 5, that gives me 3. Okay. If it was 9 minus 5, that will give me 4. All right. Awesome. Good. 10 minutes before each slide. Back some years. All right. Loving it. Good. All right. Now, what happens if all of a sudden we got thrown a wrench? So the wrench is 1/4 plus 2/3. Okay, 1/4 plus 2/3. What's the problem? Okay, do we always reduce with adding, subtracting fractions? We always need to have a common denominator. There you go. Thank you, Queen. All right, and yes, Sandra, yes. In order for us to figure out what will be our least common denominator, as some of us probably remember, it was our LCD, is we need to figure out what number, okay, that 4 times table and 3 times table have in common. So we got our 4, we got our 8, we got our 12, we got our 16. For the 3s, we got 3, we got 6, we got 9, we got 12. All right, and 15. So the number that they both have in common is 12. Okay, that's how you can figure out what this denominator should be. So if I want to make my denominators into 12s, right? Trying to make our denominators into 12s. So how do I change this 4 to a 12 through multiplication? Yeah, that's how they do it. So how do I change this 4 to a 12? Nice, Queen. There you go. We need to multiply by 3. Physical copies of your notes. Yes, you can. Thank you, Roxy. I've just been trying to go with bigs. I'm going to do it after this one. I want to keep my focus on this. I got on my soapbox a little long. Whatever I do in the denominator to get this 12, I have to do in the numerator. So 3 times 1, that will give me 3. So now, how do I make this 3 into a 12? I got to multiply by 4. There you go. Good, Warrior. There she is. All right. How you doing, Renee? So we have 3 times 4 gives me 12. Whatever I multiply in the denominator, I have to multiply in the numerator. So 2 times 4, this gives me 8. So now we have a common denominator. So let's get it. Let's go. Add your numerators. So Caden, thank you very much. So 8 plus 3 will give me 11. And this is a proper fraction, so we can leave it as 11 twelfths. Okay, good. Oh. So that's how you would get your 8. Whatever you did to multiply to get the new denominator, you got to multiply that same number in its, denominator in its numerator. All right. Okay. So, all of these notes, and I know Michael's like, where is my other book, Audrey? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm waiting. It should be coming sometime this week. They're thinking that they're coming from ACCUPLACER. All right. So I have something called Audrey's Notes. So for all of my lives since February 2nd, I've been keeping record of all of my notes. I usually do my notes in my math notebook, but since I've been just like, let me do work. But what I do is I have all of my notes. That's all linked in here, all color-coded. I made a book out of them. So right now I have 3 books, but we're currently working on the 4th book. And I know I'm going to be kind of going back to the books as well. It is available on my my profile. I had to think about my saying before I get violated. But if you could check out my profile, it is a part of it. I am no longer on TikTok Shop. No, sir. No, ma'am. But if you would like a copy of that or no pricing and stuff, you could just message me, or you can take a look at my profile and look at the links that's listed there. Okay. And it's definitely listed there. Yep. Ooh, look at this. I know what we're going to do. We're almost there. Let's get it to 100K. Look at you guys. When do you do word problems? I do word problems sporadically. I really do. So sometimes it'll just come up, and then some of these are coming down here. So we have like some of those word problems as well. But before we get to this one, I want to see what you guys can do with number 9. And let me rewrite number 9 so people can see. I know. Everything's printing all small. So we have 2 1/5 plus 1 I think that's 2/3. See, I'm getting loopy now. Okay. So let's focus on this one. Oops. Okay, 2 1/5 plus 1 2/3. Yes, there you go, Queen. Here comes the test questions. So, since we're doing addition, these wholes, the 2 and the 1, we're going to leave that alone for a sec. But we're going to focus on the 1/5 and the 2/3. Now, Queen already mentioned it. With the 5 and the 3s, what number does 5 and 3 both have in common? Good. So we've got Queen with the 15, Kaden with the 15, Sandra with the 15. It is going to be 15. So we need to change these denominators to 15s. So for the 5, I need to multiply the 5 by 3. And whatever I multiply the denominator, I have to multiply the numerator. So this is equivalent to 3/15. So for here, good, we have our 5. Multiply 3 times 5 gives me 15. 2 times 5 gives me 10. Now, if I just add, I'm going to cover this for a second. If I just add this, I will definitely have 13 over 15. So since this is a proper fraction, I don't need to simplify to take a whole out of this and to add it to these two whole numbers. So all I have to do is just add these two whole numbers, which gives me a 3, and I will get my final answer. So treat the fractions, get a common denominator, figure out what you got to multiply so you can multiply the same to its numerator, add the numerators, so that's where the 13 came from, 3 plus 10. Then we bring down the denominator, which is the 15. And this 3 came from adding the whole numbers, the 2 and the 1. That's where this 3 came from. Okay. Yeah. I guess we're shooting for 100K. All right. Okay. How are we feeling? All right. Where everyone's like, we're busy tapping. We can't. All right. Oh, thank you. I know, Michael. I'm cramping up, man. You can do another problem like that? Sure, I can do that. That's why we recommend to learn our multiply to 15. Yep. I keep messing up. That's all right. We're going to get that. My finger hurts. All right. Can you redo? Let's do another problem similar to this. Like that's what someone was asking for. All right. So let's try. Okay, we can do this one. Let's do 6 7/8 plus 4 1/4. Let's try that. So 6 7/8 plus 4 1/4. Getting quiet on us. Take over, Mike. All right. Okay, not a problem. Well, thanks for stopping by and joining in. All right. So, the 6 and the 4, we're going to leave that alone for a second. But we're just going to focus on the 7/8 plus the 1/4. So what does 8 and 4 have in common? You're not using a calculator. Okay. Good. 8 as the denominator. Good. Sandra, 8. Good. Janice, 8. Okay. 32 will work. 32 will work. But 8 will be so much better. Okay. You could still get the same answers with the 32, but 8 will be so much better. Trust me. All right. So if I'm doing that, that means this fraction up here, the 7/8, I don't need to do anything with it. Okay, spoken from a true lazy person. Okay, but if I want to make this denominator into an 8, that means I need to multiply the 4 times 2, because 4 times 2 gives me 8. But whatever I multiply in the denominator, I need to multiply in the numerator. All right? So 1 times 2 will give me 2. So now 7/8 plus 2/8, that will give me 9/8. Now, 9/8, that's an improper. So that means there is a whole number inside of this fraction. Okay? So what do I mean by a whole number? So what divided by 8 will equal to 1? Okay? What divided by 8 will equal 1? Okay? So whatever goes on the top goes on the bottom. We'll calculate yes. So whatever you messed around with the bottom, you have to use the same number for the top. Yes, good. So we got 8, 808, okay? So if I pull out this whole circle or this whole number, what am I left with? There we are, Queen. Okay, so if I take 9/8 and I subtract that whole number of 8/8, oh, look at this. That was pretty. Well, thank you, Teresa. I loved that. Sunflowers. Okay, that means I am left with 1/8. And this 1 that we pulled out, we're going to add it to the 6 and the 4. Okay, we're going to add it to that 6 and the 4 because this is a whole. This is a whole number that we just found, so we need to add it with the other whole numbers. So 6 plus 4 gives me 10, plus this 1 will give me 11. And then what's left over is this 1/8. So our answer is actually going to be 11 and 1/8. Okay. You're tapping. Yes. We're almost there. We're at 97 right now. When you say least common denominator, why are we using 8 and not 2? Well, 2 doesn't, how should I put this? When they say the least common, it's usually like the least common multiple. And we're dealing with not the 2 times table, but we're dealing with the 4 times table and the 8 times table. So when you're dealing with the LCD or the LCM, we're looking at the numbers that they gave us. So the 4 times table gives us 4, 8, 12, 16. And the 8 times table gives us 8, 16, 24. And it seems like the lowest number that they both have in common is going to be 8. Okay. Oh, thank you. Okay. So that's 8. Yes. Well, thank you, Nicole, for joining in. I appreciate that. It's like, I see now. Yes. So it's like that. Oh, look at us. Yay, celebration. 100K. Aw. I'm excited. I don't want to cry. We made it. So now everyone's trying to send me their doctor's bill because now they got carpal tunnel. Why can't you do their work? Well, I was tapping for Audrey. Aw, I love you guys too. Personal record. You stayed for the 100K. Oh, I thought you left. Look at you. Oh, thank you. You guys are awesome. See, I can't do any. Nah. Aw, that was awesome. Okay, I'm tickled. Sorry. I'm gonna be famous in no time. Oof. I'm ready for it. Let's bring it. We need some people. Oh, what is that? What was that, Teresa? That was like amazing. I need someone to tell my future. What's going on? Do it again. Yes, this is definitely my first time at 100K. Definitely. My largest was last night when we did 80 something. And we were shooting for 54. You guys are still tapping? We can't stop. I got a twitch. It's not because I love you. It's because I got a twitch. I can't stop it. When do I plan on calling it a night? I'm going to call it a night tonight. As long as right now, as long as everyone is okay. Because I'm going to come back on. Fractions is not going to go away. Okay. I'm always going to bring it back. All right. Have a great night. Okay, so last time for plugging. I know. Some of you guys are like, Audrey, I don't get paid until Friday. Chill out. I got you. Tell me that. I love all this. I love all the time and attention. But again, I'm trying to save my house. It's not even falling. All right, so even if it's $1, people, I would greatly appreciate it. Except for Michael. Michael, you've already done enough. My goodness, man. All right, so we have Cash App, and the same with Janice as well. Almost everyone. But if you know of anyone that really can use some tutoring, use a course to help them with the GED that does not cost $1,000, okay? If it costs $1,000, why would I be taking my GED in the first place? And then also, if you want some support, I'm here for the support. And then plus you got these lives and, everything. Because I know once school starts, I know my times are going to change. I'll probably still be at this evening hour because, I won't have my California kids anymore. They graduated. So, yeah, we'll still be here for the lives probably at 9:30 or 10 o'clock just to keep things going. But if you know of anybody that needs that support and that help, if it's you, go ahead and reach out, please. And then also I have a listing of other people. Man, my desk is a mess. Okay. I have a listing of other people. If you are into, nursing, you should follow a blessed RN. She knows how to do the dosage calculations with not a whole lot of math to it. And plus she's an RN, so she'll be a great lead. So you see how I always support people? This is just what I do. If you're great, I'm going to support you. Help with health and statistics. Health and statistics, you want to go with my person down here. That is Robert, the AP math guy. He knows statistics. He is my go-to guy. If anyone asks me about statistics or calculus, Calc AB, BC, all of that stuff, he's got that. So he'll be a great resource for you, Natural Girl. Okay. Do you prefer that or Cash App? Teresa, I'm going to be truthful. Cash App, especially right here, right now. But I'm loving the gifts. I am loving it. But if I can do Cash App, that would be amazing. If anyone needs some extra practice with T's, with ASVAB, with GED, definitely follow my girl Evelyn. Her name is Miss Taylor from Impact Math 19. She usually goes live at 1 p.m. Central Time, which will be 2 p.m. Eastern Time. If you guys need a chemistry tutor, I know some people are saying they're going into Algebra 2. If you need a chemistry tutor, hit up with Professor TK. She is amazeballs. If you want to learn a fun and also great way of learning your math skills, go ahead and sign up and just follow Learning with Lynette. She's amazing with the abacus. She's already branching out. It's just amazing. I love to see how she grows. Adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing, not just 1 digit, but 2 and 3 digit numbers. Like, it's just starting to get really cray-cray, which I love it. If you have a pre-K or a kindergarten kiddo that you're going to do homeschooling, whoever mentioned the homeschool person, and you need a support person, see my girl Nancy. She's known as the online elementary tutor. She can help you with that, and she's also doing a math lab this summer, so definitely check her out. And I already told you about Robert. And I have a new friend on TikTok. I'm bringing them on over, right? She does elementary and middle school math and reading. So she does reading with kindergarten and 8th grade and math with kindergarten to 5th grade. She is Read, Math, Grow. Her name is Bridget. She's amazing. She's just like she has such a great personality and she's so talented with her stuff. Definitely follow her. I would love to see her go live more. So if we can follow her so we can get her numbers up to go live. Same with Robert. Same with all of them. Well, Lynette already goes live. But if we can get these last two up enough so they can go live, that would be amazeballs. Alrighty? Okay. Stop tapping. Guys are like, I thought you were done. All of a sudden I look up and I'm like, what are you guys doing? And then you're setting the bar up so high. What are you going to do for tomorrow night? All right. Okay. When's Nancy online? See, my thing is Nancy, she doesn't have enough people to go live. So I'm trying to get her some people so she can go live. But you can definitely go and ask her questions. All right. All right. Have a great night, Teresa. Thank you so much. Thank you. I am so appreciative. So appreciative. All right. So wrapping up, if you need me, okay, take a moment. My replays will be here. Okay. I will be live again tomorrow at 11 o'clock. I think I might keep this fraction thing going. Or should I save it for tomorrow night at 10? At least give me that and then we can be done. Okay. Should I do the fractions at 11 a.m. tomorrow or should I do fractions at our 10 p.m.? Okay. At 10, tomorrow at 10. All right. That's all I need. I just need only a couple people. All right. Awesome. All right. I'm sold. Okay. So I already know I have a good idea what I'm going to be doing next. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate you. I really do. Have a lovely night. Get some rest. I'm going to be up for the next couple hours, but we're going to get it done. All right. Good night, everyone. And I'll see you guys at 10 p.m., but I will be live again at 11 a.m. tomorrow morning. All right. Take care. Bye now.